Sound speeds. And if you're in the market for a premium voiceover microphone and you've been looking on YouTube for inspiration and recommendations, then I'm sure you run into multiple YouTube channels recommending you to get the Sennheiser MKH-416, a short shotgun microphone that's priced at about $1,000. But as much as I may like this microphone, I cannot recommend it for voiceover. Why? Because I know another microphone that's priced about the same that I like much better, and I think you will too. Let's get into it. Yes, it's true that the 416 is indeed found commonly in microphone lockers and recording studios across the entire world. And it happens to be a microphone that many production sound mixers say you want to have in your microphone package even if you don't use it. So why wouldn't I recommend it for something like voiceover? In 1962, Sennheiser launched the MKH microphone line, which uses RF circuitry helping with things like humidity amongst other things. And although those are condenser microphones, they used T-power, which is 12 volts at a higher amperage than phantom power microphones, which are 48 volts at a lower amperage. And in the 1970s, the MKH line expanded to include phantom power microphones, amongst them the 416 and its longer brother, the 816. Now, the film industry quickly grabbed them up because they were using microphones like the SM5 and the EV642, which were dynamic microphones and very, very heavy. But a little microphone like this could still pull out dialogue 3 feet away from an actor's head, while the 816 could pull out maybe dialogue at 6 to 8 feet over an actor's head. So how did this end up in a recording studio and being used for voiceover? When you're recording dialogue for movies and television, you're typically using overhead miking, which is using something like this 416 over an actor's head. And as long as the microphone is within a reasonable distance of the actor's mouth and the background noise is low, you're probably going to record tracks that will make it into the movie. But if the background noise is not low, it will probably have to be recreated in post, and they'll have to record it in a session called automated dialogue replacement, which is ADR. When they do that, they want to have a microphone that closely matches the microphone used in post. That's one of the ways that the 416 started making its way into the recording studios. As the world went digital in the 1980s, Sennheiser recognized the need for better microphones to be produced. Because let's face it, digital is a lot less forgiving than analog. So they tweaked their design a little bit, made the microphones flatter, and then in 1985 released the MKH-40, a cardioid pattern microphone. Followed in the following year, 1986, by an omnidirectional microphone, the 20, and the 30 the following year in 1987, which was a figure 8 microphone. And the MKH-50, which is a super cardioid pattern microphone, was released in 1988, followed by the short and long shotgun microphones, the MKH-60 and 70 in 1991. So this begs the question, what's the matter with the 416? I mean, it's got to be a good quality microphone if everyone's recommending it, right? Yes, it is a good quality microphone, but just because it weaseled its way into the recording studio to match film industry audio doesn't mean I believe it's what you should be using for voiceover. Because it's an MKH series microphone, it happens to match the MKH-40 quite well. But this microphone is cardioid, while this one is a short shotgun. Short shotguns are basically designed to pull out audio at a farther distance. And if you're in a recording studio, your microphone shouldn't have any problems picking up my voice from a few inches away. That's why I think you should be using the MKH-40. Let me give you a sample. You are now listening to the MKH-40, a cardioid pattern MKH series microphone by Sennheiser. And just like with the 416, we're not using it with a pop filter or with a windscreen. That is just pure fidelity, the way the microphone sounds. And if you notice, my voice sounds so much more full. The signal is fat, and you hear all the little details of my voice without any thinness that comes from an interference tube on a short shotgun microphone. This right here gives me the ability to back off on this microphone and you still hear my voice full, and it's just going to sound great no matter what you do in your vocal booth. And obviously, if you're doing anything in a quiet environment, you have all the license in the world to back off, and you don't have to have it right in your face, and it's still going to sound very natural. That's why I believe that the MKH-40 is the microphone that if you're interested in using the 416 for voiceover, don't. Instead, get the MKH-40. It's about $200 more. It's retailing for around $1,200, but you're not going to find it on Amazon. You're going to have to contact a specialty store, like, for example, one that we use in the motion picture industry, or perhaps a guitar center, or some place like that would help you find an MKH-40. But this microphone right here, if you're liking the MKH series microphone sound, get this microphone over the MKH-416. You're not going to be sorry if you do. So keep this in mind. because that's sound advice. Have a question you'd like answered or want to add something? Be sure to write it in the comment section down below. You can also make a suggestion for future topics of discussion. Again, comment section down below, or you can email me at soundspeeds@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on future sound advice.